What's up, y'all? It's Annabelle with That Good Shit, and I'm here with
Isaiah Falls.
Isaiah. It's so good to see you again. Last time I saw you, we got a really good brunch up in Williamsburg.
Oh yeah.
What have you been up to since then?
I just released an album, and actually it's an EP, but everyone's calling it an album, and it's amazing, I think.
Drugs and Lullabies, really beautiful project. How long have you been putting this project together?
I would say we kind of started at the top of the year, me and my team, and we've just been days on days working at it for the last like 6 or 7 months for it to finally release, but it's been a journey.
How's the reception been so far since it dropped?
Really good. It's been really, really good. A lot of my fans are talking about it being a no-skip album, which is like the highest compliment you could get. The only, I guess, critique was that the songs were too short.
Okay, well,
Which
that's like
is-
a good critique.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a pretty good critique.
No skips, and they wish there was more music. Like, it's kind of as good as it can get.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm grateful.
When you started making this album, did you already have like a vision in your head of what you wanted it to be like, or did it kind of reveal itself as you were creating it?
For me, I kind of started where I wanted to make this project album that didn't have any drums on it, and then my team were like, no. They're like, let's get some bops in there. Let's get some music that could really like you could dance to and move to, and so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So pretty much it started with me just recording all the songs with no drums on it. Mr. ICEE RED put all the drums on it. He's incredible.
If we're gonna have drums, it can be ICEE RED drums.
that's
You
what
know,
I'm
like
saying.
we're gonna have to do drums. What is it about music with no drums that you feel like attracted to?
I think for me personally, there's just a lot of space for me to float as a singer. Nothing really interferes with the ideas and pockets I get to choose. Like with drums, it kind of guides you a little bit.
Yeah.
So we typically find the balance of the music after I record, and they find the drum pockets for how I do my melodies in between them, pretty much.
What's your favorite song or like songs with no drums that aren't your own?
I would have to say it does have drums, but it feels like it doesn't, in my opinion. Summer's Over interlude by Drake. That one's absolutely incredible to me. The drums are so minimalistic that it's just like they're not even there for me.
Yeah.
4422 is a good one too.
That's a real good one. One of my absolute favorite moments on the project is that intro track. It feels like very floaty, very ethereal. Tell me about that intro track and how it came together.
I have like a fascination with the moon and like nighttime, so I feel like I make music that you could listen to at nighttime when you drive and just be outside. Meet Me by the Moon was just like whenever I step on my porch in Florida, like that's what Florida sounds like to me. You can hear crickets in the background. Not many people will catch that, but if you do, there's like crickets deep down. That's what outside of my house sounds like, and I think having that intro is just like brings you into my world, and that's what we really were trying to do with that.
Definitely feels like it like grounds you in your world. Tell me a little bit about coming up in Florida and how that's influenced your sound, 'cause that's like a huge part of who you are and like your music community around you.
Absolutely. Growing up in Florida is just you have a mix of everything. Like my parents, I was raised on in church, and I was raised on just like gospel and R&B, and then coming from Florida, we got like Trick Daddy and Kodak and all these people that really influenced some like real hip hop. And so for me personally, like with my music, I try to blend the two, and like for being Florida, R&B really doesn't knock anymore like that. So it's nice to have that blend.
Tell me a little bit about the collaborators that you work with so often. You have like a really nice team around you, and you've all done a really great job of like curating this really specific sound. It's like a lot of Floridians as well. So tell me about your creative circle.
My team is absolutely incredible. They're called Luxury Lane. They're on every song that I've ever made and will be on every song for the rest of my life. They're just my in-house guys. Those are my brothers. I think they really know who I am outside of the music. So when it comes to making the music, it's easy for them to make decisions that I would actually gravitate towards. So it makes it really easy to collaborate with them, because sometimes I'm like, we should do this, and then it's already done.
Yeah.
And the boys are just on it. So it's very effortless. There's no egos in the room. We may bump heads, but we want the best for the music. So I think it's beautiful. And those are my guys. Those are just my guys. They're incredible people, incredible humans. It's like lovers only, really. We stand for that. And everyone, we try to move with love, and we get tested. But us as humans, the name reminds us to be who we are. So yeah, those are my guys. They keep me grounded.
That's really important. I think it's so cool to be able to hear like each of you take part in this kind of sound that you've built, and I think that's something really special that comes with having a small team and keeping things in house, is you're able to evolve like a really specific sound and just like keep that growing within you guys. And it sounds like you're on a very just like similar wavelength, and it's like you can almost read each other's minds at that point, like in the studio. So
Absolutely.
that allows you to really go crazy. How did you guys all meet each other?
We met at a writing camp for an incredible artist in Orlando called Tally. Her name is Tally, and she's an incredible singer. She's actually G Blizz's girlfriend. And yeah, we all met writing for her. I was on the way home from my 9 to 5 after a 12-hour shift, and I got a text that said, "Do you want to pull up to this writing camp?" I was exhausted, but I was like, sure, why not? Let's see what happens. If I didn't make that decision that day, I would have not met them. And since I made that decision, my life has changed. I've been with them 5 to 6 days a week for the last 5 years. But it was incredible. We met at the writing camp. Everything clicked for us, and it just kind of happened effortless. It was more of an attraction than a search when I found them.
I feel like those right people, whether it's your collaborators, your best friends, like the universe kind of brings you those people at the right moments, you know?
All the best teams will be attracted. What you really want and what's best for you, you just have to attract. You can't really go looking for it. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
absolutely. You put that intention out and it comes to you. And one of the people in your crew who you work really closely with is ICEE RED. Tell me about, like, specifically how you guys work together and what's your favorite thing about working with ICEE RED?
Icy is my guy. He is the person I call first out of the group. I'm like, hey, Icy, I just recorded this entire thing. I need drums. And then he'll be the guy to be like, listen, this is not strong enough. That's not strong enough. He's my go-to for formats whenever I need it. He'll be openly honest and be like, this doesn't need anything, which I really appreciate. But yeah, he's my go-to guy for the bounce. That man is my boy wonder.
He's real special. What's, like, your favorite piece of work by ICEE RED?
It's got to be Sin on Purpose. The drums, him and Flozik, the drums they did on Sin on Purpose are absolutely insane to me.
Ridiculous. Him and Flozig also make a really great duo.
Floor, if you haven't heard it, please.
Generational banger.
Yes, please listen to it. It's incredible.
Bro, I can't wait to be like 60 and like driving my car and hear Floor come on the radio and be like, you kids don't know nothing about this.
That's what I'm saying. Not many people know I'm on that song. Low key.
Low key.
Very low key. I'm in the backgrounds doing backgrounds for Flow, but
Wow.
yes, no one knows. No.
I actually didn't know that until right now. Something I think you all are doing that's so important is like carving a really interesting space in R&B. I was talking about this a little earlier, but I think like breaking out in R&B can be really challenging right now. Tell me about how you've been going about navigating that space and what do you think it is about you and your team's work that kind of sets you apart and helps you break through the noise of the R&B scene?
I think a big thing for me is really fine-tuning like who I am and what my sound is and really identifying the elements that people come back to the music for. And for me and my team, I think when we came and approached this album, we just decided to really fine-tune like what does Florida R&B sound like? Obviously R&B, it's got to be smooth. The women have to love it and the men have to love it. We decided to take the elements like Trick Daddy and Kodak and these other people from Florida and make sure the music can knock. And I think that's why it translates so well sonically. And then outside of that, for all my artists, post content. That's all you need to do. Post content. That is the key to the industry nowadays, in my opinion. Not many artists want to hear it, but it's the truth, unfortunately. So just stick to your gut, do what you have to do, post content.
How do you keep yourself motivated and hold yourself accountable for posting content, especially when you're like not in the mood for it?
I just have to show up for myself every day, and I feel like for me personally, it's more like a habit. Like you teach yourself how to get in the gym 4 days a week, you have to teach yourself how to post 4 days a week. Like essentially it's just you build that muscle to the point where like even if you don't want to do it, you know you made a commitment to yourself to do it anyway. So just go out there and do it.
And one other thing I love about the sound you guys have been building is like not only is it just in general standing out in R&B, but I think it does a really great job of taking like nostalgic elements of R&B and then making them feel more current. I feel like I hear a lot of artists trying to replicate Pharrell type sounds and things like that, but a lot of the times it can feel kind of like stale or more like literal copying other than like making it feel innovative. How are you guys navigating bringing nostalgic sounds into what you're making now and making it feel new?
A lot of the music I grew up on is like deep in my subconscious, so like naturally I just sing those melodies how I sing them, and sometimes like I don't even realize, but I'll like mimic like 2020 Experience, slow jams. I just naturally gravitate towards that stuff because it's just deep in my subconscious. That 90s feel you guys get from my music is just it's there for me personally. If we're gonna do a 90s record, we try to move it forward, move the needle forward to some extent, adding new sounds, new drum sounds, whatever it is. We just try our best to like push it forward, not only replicate it, because replicating is incredible, and for all the people out there doing it, keep doing it, that's beautiful. But for us moving forward, we just want to make sure it can stand the test of time 50 years from now, essentially.
You bring up the 2020 Experience, and I feel like every R&B lover has a deep personal relationship with the 2020 Experience. What is your favorite song on that album?
You know what is so crazy is that I didn't grow up listening to that album.
Really?
My sister was playing it, and so I would always hear the songs from the room across, but I've never dove into the album, which is like a crazy aspect. So like if someone puts the album on, I can sing it, but I don't know a single name on the project.
Oh my god. Next time you're on a plane, you gotta like pop on some noise canceling headphones and dive into that album, and you'll lose your mind. Like hearing that in headphones and hearing the more like intricate moments, you're gonna lose it.
Yeah, absolutely. I find that like the people in my team, we range in age. So a lot of us play different types of music, and a lot of the times I can sing the exact song, but I don't know the lyric. I know the melody, but I don't know the lyrics, and I don't know the name of the song, but I can sing it to you.
Yeah.
It's just, like I said, deep in my subconscious. I don't know why.
What else have you been listening to recently? What music are you excited about right now?
Oh man, Leon Thomas, that man is incredible.
That album is nuts.
Yes, that man is incredible. Fade to Black, beautiful song. I love Caribou, I love Anicia. These are people that I listen to pretty often. Concrete Boys is high on the list for me. Player Walking is my top song of this year for sure. And yeah, I listen to a lot more rap than R&B. Every now and then I get like a week or two where I'm listening to like 70s R&B. I've been listening to Fires and Desires by Tina Marie and Rick James.
And something I know that's really special about how you work is your creative process. Walk me through, like, just in general, like you're getting ready to make a song. Yeah. How does that process flow for you?
So typically I don't record to drums, so I will get a sample from Luxury Lane. I'll go home and I'll like really sit with it, really fine tune like the idea of the song and kind of record all the way through front to back of the song, and then I bring it to the team and just have them take it from 60 to 110 whenever they get a chance to. And that's pretty much the process. Like I love to start the production, all that, and then just I hand it off to the team because they'll hear things I don't hear. And they'll take it where it needs to go.
I really do hope we see a drumless project from you one day.
You absolutely will. DNL2 is on the way.
Let's go.
But yeah, absolutely. I think it's something that hasn't been done in a long time, and I don't think it's ever been done. But yeah, I'm very excited to do that in R&B nowadays. There'll still be bounce with no drums.
Yeah, there can definitely be bounce with no drums. It can be done. And I also know you have a tour coming up. Very excited for that. Excited to be at the Baby's All Right show in New York. But yeah, tell me a little bit about the tour.
We go on tour in September. We start in San Francisco, and we have a LA show after that, Toronto, Brooklyn, Orlando, and then we go overseas for London. Not many people know. I don't know if I should announce this. I'm looking at my manager, but we have Paris on the list as well. It's just not announced yet.
Oh, let's go.
I'm getting looks. I'm sorry. But yeah. yeah. But yes, we have a tour starting in September. It's the Lovers Only tour. I'm really excited because I feel like for me personally, I build like the type of fan base that is very like loving, and they understand like it's going to be a safe space. That's why we called it the Lovers Only tour, because just everyone come with good energy. Like I want no hate. I want respect for all the women in the crowd. Like all the men, please act right for me. Please. And like, listen, we're going to have a good time. Just come to enjoy yourself and just understand it's going to be a great time.
Have you been on tour before?
Not really. I did do like a 4 or 5 stop tour in 2017 in Canada, but I only went on stage for one song with a friend of mine. But yeah, this will be my first headlining tour. I'm really excited about it, to be honest. I just know like I'm going with the band, so it's going to be an experience. We're going to have everyone on stage. Luxury Lane's going to be right there with me, and we're going to have some incredible DJs opening up. But yeah.
That's going to be really fun. What are you like looking forward to most? Like any particular city or any particular experience that you're like really excited about?
Absolutely. I know LA is like my top city for my music, so I'm just excited to hear them sing it back to me.
LA's going to go up.
Yeah, LA's going to be a great time. I know New York shows a lot of love, and Orlando is undefeated. That's hometown. The listening party was crazy, so I know the show is going to be impactful for the city.
That's going to be really insane.
Yeah.
I've still never been to Orlando, and I'm really looking forward to like my first time coming down there and linking up with y'all. We've been talking about trying to throw like a party down in Florida at some point, so it'll happen. It'll happen one day.
It's low key, but the DJ scene is massive in Orlando. There's so many DJs, so many events. Shout out to Chicken and Beer. They throw one of the craziest DJ events. Like 400 people come out every time they throw an event, and it's insane. But those are really good friends of mine, and you would be fired to see on their lineup.
That's super fire. Chicken and Beer? That's a fun name.
There's Chicken and Beer at the event.
That's two of my favorite things in the world. That's perfect.
I'm saying it's a good time. It's a good time.
That sounds incredible. Well, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this new project. I have been running that shit over and over, and it's been like a perfect soundtrack for my summer. So big congratulations to you on that. Tour is gonna be amazing, and I'm just so excited to see where you go. Like, I feel like you've got such a special sound, and this is like just the beginning of a very long, beautiful journey ahead for you. Is there anything else you would like the people to know about you?
No, I appreciate y'all. That's all you need to know. But outside of that, I think we're good.
That's it. There it is. Cool. Thank you so much.
Peace.